if you are given a problem of this nature, that is a probability density function, you have to check and make it continuous before solving. So to check, you have to integrate the function from negative infinity to positive infinity. If you get 1, then the function is continuous. So for example, page 19. This is an example. You have to check if this is continuous. For us to do that, we integrate this function from negative infinity to positive infinity. But this function now, we're told that the value of s ranges from 0 to 4. But we should integrate from negative infinity to positive infinity. Then you draw your number line. Here is 0. Somewhere here is positive infinity, and somewhere here is negative infinity. And our 4 is what? Somewhere here. You understand? We have to integrate from here to here. It means that we integrate from minus this to 0, from 0 to 4, then from 4 to what? So this means that we should integrate our PS the first one should be from negative infinity to 0. From here to 0 the x plus from 0 to 4 the x plus from 4 to infinity the x. So if you look at the function that we're given, we don't have from negative infinity to 0. Means that our function here is what? 0. We don't have from 4 to infinity here. Means that this function is 0. But we have from 0 to 4, and the function is 1 over 4. So if you multiply this by 0, it will go. This one will go. Then we are now left with 0 plus 0 to 4, 1 over 4 dx plus 0. This is equal to this.
You don't think now?
Like a question.
Alright.
We are here. So we're going to integrate 1 over 4 x from 0 to 4. So if you remember last semester, 1 over 4 is a constant, so you bring it outside. Then you have 1 over 4 integral. So we have to integrate. We have to integrate 1/4 related to s from 0 to 4. 1/4 is a constant, it comes outside. So in front of the x here, there's a number here. It's s raised to power 0.
That's one.
S raised to power 0. So to integrate s raised to power 0, you add 1 to the power and divide by the power. So integrating this now
X.
will give us x. So integrating 1/4 the x will give us, this is 0 is equal to x, so this will give you 1. Then integral means add 1 to the power, divide by that thing, and we take limits from 0 to 4. From 0 to 4. So here now, we now have 1/4. 0 plus 1 is 1. So the limit is saying replace s with 4. That is minus, replace s with 0. Do you understand? That's how you take limits. Once you finish with the function, you just replace the upper limit and the lower limit. So 4 minus 0 will give you 4. So you have 1/4 over 4 is equal to 1. So because this holds, the function is continuous. You just have to check. So now we're going to solve a practical example.
So because it's equal to 1,
It's continuous. Then you now proceed. So let's solve.
so if you do not continue,
You not solve. So on page 20, it says the example there, if s is a continuous variable, whose probability density function is this, that we should find the following. So the first thing to do is to check if it is continuous. The question is like this. You have to write these formulas, it carries marks. So to check, you have to integrate your p of x from 1 to infinity to 1 to infinity. If it gives you 1, it is continuous. So you state this. So you state this before you start solving. So draw your number line. Draw your number line. So we integrate from minus this to 0. There's 4 here, sorry. Integrate from minus this to 0, then from 0 to 4, then from 4 to infinity. You will now have integral from minus this to 0, 0 d of x plus 0 to 4. D of x plus 4 to infinity. 0. Do we understand? Oh, sorry. So this will give us 0. This will give us 0. So we'll just integrate from 0 to 4 8 over x dx. Have you? 8 is is a constant. Come outside. So if you integrate x, you get x squared over 2. So you bring these two outside. It's a constant. Can be 1 over 2 outside.
You write 1 over 2 outside.
1 over 8.
No, sorry, 1 over 8. Sorry, 1 over 8. So you bring this 1 over, this 1 over 2, this half. Bring it outside. You get 1 over 8 times 1 over 2. S squared from 0 to 4. This 1 over 16. S squared from 0 to 4. So you get 1 over 16. If you put s, if you replace s as 4, 4 squared is 16. Put s as 0, you get what?
0.
So it must give you 1 for it to be a continuous function. So on the material, it said you should find so this is like a check. So we want to start solving the problem now. First one said we should find P. 1 is less than s and is less than or equal to 3. Then we should find this. Then we should find this. So I have to write the problem back. So the problem is saying we should find P. Let's pay attention. This is the problem. We should find P when S is between 1 and 3. Can we find 1 and 3 inside this place?
Yes.
Right. Can you find 1? This is when S is from ranges between 1 and 3.
Yes.
Can you find 1 and 3 inside this place?
Yes.
This you integrate straight. You should integrate this function from 1 to 3 with respect to s. So we'll see cases where you cannot find that value within that place in the next example. But let's solve this one first. So since we can find this range inside the range for this function, then we'll just integrate this function straight up, using this as our boundaries, our lower and our upper limits. So similarly, to integrate this now, you bring 1 over 8 outside. So you have to integrate s. Okay. To integrate s, you just get s squared over 2. Take limits from 1 to 3. So you bring these 2 outside. You get 1 over 8 times 1 over 2 x squared from 1 to 3. Since we've gotten this now, so see, look, 1 over 8 times 1 over 2 is 1 over 16.
Yes.
S squared from 1 to 3. So 1 over 16 means that we should replace s with 3. So 3 squared is what? 9. Minus replace s with 1. Get 1. So this will give us 8 over 16. Our answer is what? 1 over 2. So the next one is we should look for x is less than or equal to 2. So we're asked to look for x less than or equal to 2. You see that first of all, we put this thing on our put on our number line. But this thing now, it doesn't have a limit. It's telling you that your value of s is less than or equal to 2. So number line now, you have 0 here, you have 2 here. Do you understand this? Do you understand this thing now? So our value of s is less than or equal to 2. So you see, it can be. Okay, see how to write again. So you're telling that s is less than or equal to 2. These are 2 greater than or equal to what?
Yes.
Means that s, the highest value s can be is what? 2. It's not cross 2.
It's not past 2.
Not past 2. Do you understand? They all, it means that this thing is tending to what? Negative. So it means that this function you have to integrate from minus infinity to 0, then from 0 to 2. So we'll now say minus this to 0 g of x plus 0 to 2 g of x. So this one now, can we find it here? Can we find minus infinity and 0 to 0 here?
Yes.
No. Can we find 0 to 2 here? Yes. So this will give us what? This will give us 0. So I just left to integrate this one. So integrating so you're going to get, let's write the answer. So now you just have to integrate s. Done it before. If you integrate s, you get s squared over 2. You want the 2 outside, you can't have the s squared inside the brackets. So having integrated that, we're going to get 1 over 16 s squared from 0 to 2. So we'll now take limits. We put 2 here, 2 times 2 squared, you get 4. Put 0 here, you get 0. So your answer is what? 4 over 16, which is what? 1 over 4. 1 over 4.
Sorry, can't we integrate 0 to 1, then 1 to 2?
Where do you see 0 and 1?
Hmm?
Is it from the, where do you find 0 and 1?
When the question says x is less than 2, 0 is a figure,
Is it s?
1 is a figure,
S is less than
and 2
S is less than or equal to 2.
2.
So you have 0 here, you have 2 here. This is going like this.
Why don't we look for 1 between the 0 and 2?
Which is 0 and 2.
Yeah.
Because that's why it's called a continuous function. It's like an envelope, it contains everything. Integration means you are adding. Yes. This, if you integrate from 0 to 2, that's taking care of 0.1, 0.2, 1 till you get to 2.
Okay.
To take care of everything. So the next example says we should do
What is the answer?
1 over 4. It's the material 1 over 4. Think of it.
I don't do an
1 over 4. So we should do for P, that is for S greater than or equal to 5. Greater than or equal to 5. So put on your number line. This is 0, this is 5. they are saying the value of s is greater than or equal to 5. So it's from 5 to infinity. From 5
You should be drawing this.
you just want to understand.
Oh,
You
my
are
God.
able to get it.
If the exam, you know, I take that out of it. No, you have to
Ah,
go.
ah,
Yes,
ah,
okay,
ah,
yeah,
ah,
from-
ah,
Ó bẹ́tà.
oh, my God,
Makes
no.
it easier for you.
Yeah.
Make it easier so that you are working
So if something is greater than 5 is heading to positive infinity,
infinity.
you have to integrate between 5 and infinity. You integrate from 5 to
How did
infinity.
you put them with them? Now,
These are a reference point.
Reference
The reference for the number line, but it doesn't. Our own is from 5 to infinity. So this 0
no,
does
that, I
not.
mean that one.
This one.
Yes.
Sorry. That's to infinity. Meaning that we should integrate from 5 to infinity.
Infinity.
So we go to our function. Does it cover from 5 to infinity? You answer it was. No. So the next one says we should look for p minus 2 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 3. You ask yourself, can you find minus 2 and minus 3 inside here?
minus 2.
See, you cannot find minus 2 here, Abi,
Yes.
but you can find 3 here.
Yes.
That's why you must put it on your number line. Put it on your number line. So, number line must put 0 in the reference point. So this is minus 2, this is what? 3. So we now do for minus 2 to 0 and 0 to 3. So we have to integrate from minus 2 to 0 the x plus 0 to 3. Okay. So ask yourself, can you find minus 2 to 0 here?
No.
Can you find 0 to 3 here?
Yes.
So this one will give us 0. So now to integrate this one. So we have to integrate so we go over 8 outside. So if you integrate s integrate s to s, we have x squared over 2. So we have 1 over 2, then we have x squared. And take limits from 0 to 3. Right here.
Yes.
There's nobody. So this is 1 over 16 x squared from 0 to 3. 1 over 16. You put s at 0, you get 9. That's 3 squared, you get 9. S at 0. Put s at 3. 3 squared, you get 9. Put s at 0. 0 squared, you get 0. So you have 9 over 16, which is the answer. So the last example is telling us to do for s equal to 2. S equal to 2.
Your face
Equal to 2.
equals to 2.
Remember that it is a continuous function. It is continuous. So if you are going to give it a simple digit, you're going to give it 0. Oh, that's it. Something is continuous. So this value there is not continuous. All this while we're doing ranges, that's what we're getting value. So this is an answer.
Exact.
Exact. So to give it 0.
Exact.
So let's prove it. So it means that we'll integrate from 2 to 2. Because once you see this thing, just write answer as well. So you don't need to solve. But let's do it. So you bring out 1 over 8 outside. So remember, if you integrate, you get s squared over 2. This will give you 1 over 16. You put 2 here, you get 2 squared, which is what? 4. So this is 1 over 16 by the 0.
How can we represent it?
Know that P, you write P S equal to 2 equal to 0. Then the next example. So the next example says the probability density function for a continuous random variable.
Page what?
Page 20. The last example there. Say the probability density function for a continuous random variable. They have told us that it is continuous. So we know that if you integrate that variable from negative infinity, if you integrate the variable from negative infinity to positive infinity, you get 1. They've told us that it is continuous. I told you that the variable.
Sorry, that's the statement.
The question says the probability density function for a continuous random variable. So that word continuous means that if you integrate it from here to here, respect to s, we get 1. So we're not giving that the function is equal to a over s cubed over 3. We're giving the function. And we're not giving the range that the value of s ranges from 1 to 9. 1 and 9 inclusive. We're not asked to find a. We're not asked to find. We're not asked to find this a. So now go back to status quo. That if we integrate this function,
Is that A?
yes, a over s raised to power 3 over 2. The question says that this function is continuous. It means that if you integrate it from negative infinity to positive infinity, we will get 1. Our aim is to find a. So since it is continuous, since it is continuous, that if we integrate that function, respect to s, we get 1. So it means that we should integrate a over s 3 over 2 respect to s to give us 1. It will give us 1. So the next thing to do now is to put this on our number line. Let's put this first. Let's put, so e is 0, this is infinity, this is negative infinity. And the range for this function, it is from 1 and what? 9. Meaning that 1 is here and 9 is somewhere here. Means we should integrate from here to here, here to here, here to here, and here to here. So we get minus infinity to 0, 0 to 1, 1 to 9, and 9 to infinity. 9 to infinity. Are we following? So you see that, let's look up. You see that minus infinity to 0. You can't find it here. Okay, let's just write it out. Let's write it out.
Yes.
So you mean that we should integrate from negative infinity to 0, b of x plus 0 to 1, b of x plus 1 to 9.
It's not showing.
Not showing. Here we should integrate from minus infinity to 0, b of x plus 0 to 1, b of x plus 1 to 9, b of x plus 9 to infinity, b of x. Do you understand? Then you see that we don't have this minus infinity to 0 doesn't fall here. Meaning that the function is what? 0. From 0 to 1 doesn't fall here. Function is 0. 1 to 9, it falls here. The function will be what? A over s cubed over 3. Then 9 to infinity doesn't fall here. Function is what? 0.
S cube. S what?
S cubed over 2.
Said over 3.
Sorry, s cubed over 2. So from this will give all 0. This will give all 0. This will give us this. So we have to integrate only from 1 to 9 a over x cubed over 2 x equal to 1. So since we are integrating with respect to x, a is a constant. Bring it outside. So we now have a integral from 1 to 9 s minus 3 over 2. What will be easy for us to integrate? What will be easy? Like this. So integration means add 1 to the power and divide by the power. So integrating, we will have s minus 3 over 2 plus 1 all over minus 3 over 2 plus 1. We take limits from 1 to 9 and equate it to what? 1. Just normal integration. This is, if you bring 1 outside, if you bring 1 outside, a outside, you have 1 over s3 over 2. Yeah. So for it to be easy to integrate, and now since it's inverse, I can put minus in front of the power. For it to be easy to integrate. Integration is saying we should add 1 to the power and divide by that power. That's how we got here. Then if you do minus 3 over 2 plus 1, we get minus half means D. So this will give us S square minus 1 over 2 all over minus 1 over 2 from 1 to 9 equals 1. So I want to bring out this minus 1 over 2, but it is tricky.
Where is A?
Let's see A.
Okay.
Your
Like
A
nine.
is like 9.
It's A.
So I want to bring out this minus 1 over 2. I want to bring it outside.
This one is minus 8 over 2.
It's not like
2A.
it won't work.
What are you trying to
I
do?
want to bring out this half outside.
Okay, for
Two
both.
There's a division here, and this thing is not a whole, it's not a number, it's a, let's say you call it 0.5.
Yes.
So you cannot say A over 0.5. Let's do it like that. So this thing is A bracket S minus 1 over 2. You know that minus 1 over 2 is written as minus 0.5. This from 1 to 9 equals to 1. So can we do this outside? It now becomes minus A over 0.5. Now have S minus 1 over 2. So we now take limits. We put S as 9, then put S as 1. We have minus A over 0.5. So this thing is carrying it as 1 over root 2. With S. This power half means do you understand what I did? This minus means inverse. So, and n series power half means square root.
Yeah.
This power 1 over 3 means third root. This one is 1 over 2 means square root. So this one means 1 over root s. This one. So we now take limits. Replace s with 9 and replace s with 1. So we have minus a 0.5 1 over root 9 minus 1 over root 1 is equal to 1. Now minus a over 0.5. Square root of 9 is 3. Now 1 over 3 minus square root of 1 is 1. We now have 1 over 1 is equal to 9. So you punch 1 over 3 minus 1. See yourself this. 1 over 3 minus 1 is what?
Minus 2.
Minus 2 over 3 is equal to 1. So this is, you can times this, A can times this can times this. So you now have 2A is equal to 1.5. Abi?
Oh,
Minus has gone now.
no.
Minus.
Oh.
So if you do 0.5 times 3, you get 1.5. Want to make A the subject? Because multiply. We have 2A is equal to 1.5. Then our A is equal to 1.5 over 2. So 1.5 is another way of writing 3 over 2. Abi? Abi? So this means 3 over 2.
Minus go.
Sir? Okay, minus A times minus 2. 2A. Minus A times minus 2.
No. So we can find the LCM of
And if I...
1/3 minus 1 over 1 is what? 3 minus
No,
2.
minus 2 over...
Okay, 1 minus.
No.
1 minus.
1 over...
1 minus
1 over 3 minus 1 over 1. No, let's say 3.
Yeah.
That one will be 1. That one will be 3. So it's minus 2 over 3.
Okay.
So, minus A times minus 2A plus 2A. 0.5 times 3 equals 1.5. See, once, after finding A now, they will not ask you to find the probability. They will not ask you to find P of 1 is less than S and S is less than 4. That's in the we did before. And we're giving the range of S to be so since we now know A, remember that our P of X was equal to A over S3 over 2. So please put A here now, we have 3. So you can write it as A times 1 over S3 over 2. Abi? Our A now is 3 over 4. So we now have 1 over S3 over 2. This is equal to 3 over 4 S3 over 2.
Sorry, jump off. How do you come by that 3 over 4?
Okay. Now our A is equal to 1.5 over 2. Understand?
But relevant, you go by 2, 2. And you get 3 over 4.
Yes. So why is that? Because of that minus half that way. That one, you bring it as minus 2 outside, you feel it. So that's why.
I will give you. Oh, alright, sir.
But this thing, you can leave it like this, so if you integrate it, leave it outside, it will not affect your answer. Can you leave it as 1 over 1.2 over 2 and put it here? You understand? When you start integrating, you bring the constant outside. It will not affect your answer. It's not a must that you make it to be 3 over 4. Not a must. It's mathematics now, you're looking at what you are, the steps you are doing. So, we're asked to, the function that we're given was in terms of A. So before you do any answer any question regarding to that function, you must find that A. So we found the A to be 3 over 4. So we're now asked to find the probability density function of that function from 1 to 4. From 1 to 4, yes. Then we'll go back to the function P of S and replace A with what we've gotten already. A is 3 over 4. Is it recording?
Yes.
Let me write it. So remember that our P of X that we're given is A over S 3 over 2. You understand? Our A is 3 over 4. Well, let's 1.5. 1 over 5 over 2 is what? All this again. 2.75. Let's put it here. But if you punch 3 over 4, you also get 0.75.
Yes,
Yeah, like that. So let's solve with this.
Wait.
So remember, we're told that the function is continuous, so there's no need checking for continuity. We're told from our definition that this function is continuous. So we don't have to,
When we are told that we should assume it is continuous.
yeah, that we integrate from 0 minus infinity to infinity, you get 1. So we're asked to find for p remember that the function is within 1. And remember, this is what the function is. We're not asked to find for this. Can we find 1 to 4 here?
Yes.
So you integrate straight up. Now integrate from 1 to 4 of 0.75 over S3 over 2. So you see, you bring this constant outside. 0.75 integrate from 1 to 4. So 1 over S3 over 2 dx. So this is equal to 0.75 increasing from. So this is now, for it to be easy to take it up, becomes S minus 3 over 2 dx. So remember integration, you just add, you add 1 to the power and divide by that power. Take limit from 1 to 4. So this 0.75. If you add 1 to minus, if you add 1 to minus 3 over 2, you get minus half. So it's really what minus from 1 to 4. Do you understand? That's what to do. So remember, you bring this one outside. So let's call it minus 0.5. Yes. So this is 0.75. This s minus 1 over 2 minus 0.5. This equals 0.75 over minus 0.5. So you punch this thing, what will it give us? Punch 0.75 over 0.5. Meaning 3 over 2. So give us 1.5. So this is this in it? So 0.75 over minus 0.5 gives us minus 1.5. Then have s minus 1 over 2. Limits from 1 to 4. This is minus 1 over minus 1.5. S raised to power 1 over 2. S raised to power 1 over 2 means 1 over S 1 over 2. Taking units from 1 to 4. Then this means 1 over square root of x 1 to 4.
No.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So we now take limits. 1 over square root of 4 minus 1 over square root of 1. Now minus 1.5. Square root of 4 is 1, 2. Now 1 over 2. Square root of 1 is 1. So now I have what? 1 over 1. So we have minus 1.5. We have 1 over 2 minus 1. So minus 1 over 2 minus 1 will give us minus 1 over 2. So if you punch minus 1.5 times minus 1 over 2, it will give us plus 0.75 is equal to 3. So we have to find the expected value of the continuous variable s and y with their respective density function. So once immediately you hear find the expected value for a continuous variable. So how to solve it is to take the function, to differentiate the function with respect to s from negative infinity to positive infinity and multiply the function by s. What I mean, this is the function p of s, okay? Multiplied by s, differentiate everything with respect to x, then integrate with respect to from negative infinity to positive infinity. If you are told to find the expected value of a continuous variable, that variable multiplied by s, then integrate from minus infinity to positive infinity. For this first one now, using this formula now, we say we integrate from minus this to this, then we multiply the function s bracket 6 s minus s squared yes. Go to the everything, but since we have minus infinity to infinity, we have to do our number line to break it down. So these are things talking about. Then you multiply that function by s and integrate from minus infinity to positive infinity. So let's start. So for this first one now, don't write this one, just understand this formula.
Okay.
Don't write this one. Just understand this formula that. Understand the formula first.
And that one is question number 2.
So in this case, say that we should find there are 2 for the for s and y with respective density function. This is for this one, this for s, this for y. So this So what I'm going to do first, you draw your number line. Say you should do from minus infinity to positive infinity. Then this function now is between 0 and 1. You put your 1 here. Means you should integrate from minus infinity to 0, 0 to 1, then 1 to infinity. So you see that minus infinity to 0 doesn't lie here. The function will be 0. From 1 to infinity doesn't lie here. The function will be 0. So we'll just integrate just only from 0 to 1. So it will be, for the first one, it will be from minus this to this, 0 dx, plus from 0 to 1, say, multiply your p of x times x. So you not say x times the function p of x plus from 1 to infinity 0 dx. So this gives us 0, this will give us 0. So we just integrate from 0 to 1 x 6 x squared. So this one now, for it to be easy, we'll open the bracket first. So we have from 0 to 1. If you send 6s inside, 6s open the bracket. So the 6s times s, 6s squared minus 6s times s squared have 6s cubed dx. See that 6 is common. Have you? You have 6 out. Is it like this? No, in So integrate individually. So you have 6. Integrate s squared, you have s cubed over 3. Integrate s cubed, you have s 4 over 4. Limit from 0 to 1.
JP. That bracket, I want to make this one. You only multiply by dx. Supposed to affect everything.
I put bracket, this is open the shape.
And you just put it here.
So what you have to do is to take limit, you replace s with 1.
Yes.
Then minus replace s with 0. So this one now will give us, here we have 1 over 3 minus 1 over 4. We have 1 over 3 minus 1 over 4 minus, this will give us 0. So 1 over 3, what will this one give us? 1 over 3, 1 over 12. Minus 0. We now have 6 times 1 over 12. Give us 1 over 2. So we do this one the same way. So this one is not half. Then for this other one now, we now put 0, this is 1. So integrate from here, that's
0, 0.
So you just do for you this one. This one now is not inside here.
The first one is P of X,
Uh,
not E of X. You
no,
wrote E of
P of x is the function. Finding expected value of x. It's
Then
like,
we plus this.
no, not plus it. Oh.
That's another question.
Another question.
Another question.
Separate question.
We told that
This one is another question.
Now we'll find out E of x is what? 1 over 2. So we want to find for E of y.
Okay.
We'll now do, see this will give us 0, this will give us 0. Remember, in the exam, the first thing to write is that for expected value, you integrate the value from minus infinity to infinity. You now multiply the function by s. Write it like this, that your E of x, or E of y now is minus this to this, x times the P of x. Yes. That's what I'm going to write.
It's standard.
Standard. Then doing this thing now, see that this one will give us 0, because you cannot find this here to give you 0. You cannot find this one here. So you cannot let only this one.
Please. From 9 question, is it X that we did or Y?
The second one.
Second one.
Second one.
Is that with
Yes.
X and Y? After the integration.
This one.
Mo máa wá ti
Oh.
ní orí ọ̀sẹ̀
Well,
tẹ̀sí
we did that.
bóyá máa ti ṣe update méjì ní kò yé mi.
Even this one is supposed to be z and Q of x. This will be Q of x. So we now integrate from 0 to 1, s times 2x dx. I'm multiplying s by the function is 2s multiplied by s. Then you bring 2 outside. You now integrate from 0 to 1 half x squared dx. So to integrate s squared, we have s cubed over q. Take limit from 0 to 1. This 3 will come out. You now have 2 over 3 s cubed from 0 to 1. Then taking limit, you have 1 cube minus 0 cube, which gives you what? 2 over 3, 1 minus 0, which